Once, long ago in the city of Lima, Peru, there lived a hardworking baker named Manco Capac. Every night, he mixed his ingredients and kneaded his dough and baked his bread and fine pastries. Every day, he sold these delicious baked goods to the townspeople.
There's no question about it. Mango Capac, the baker, makes the best bread in the city of Lima.
Manco Capac, the baker, loved hard works because of the gold it brought him. Now, next door to Manco Capac's bakery, there lived a man named Atahualpa. Atahualpa was very different from the baker. Atahualpa did not like to work night and day. This is not to say that he was lazy. It's just that Atahualpa took time to enjoy the morning sun and listen to the birds.
In my opinion, there's more life than working to make lots of gold. It's also important to enjoy the everyday pleasures that life brings.
Each day, early in the morning, the baker would sit in his yard. He would count the gold pieces he had earned the day before. Soon, the sound of the clicking gold pieces would awaken the baker's next-door neighbor.
Well, I hear Manco Capac counting his gold again. That means it's time for me to get up.
Often, Mama Oklo, the baker's wife, would greet Atahualpa as he came out into his yard.
It's a fine day indeed, Mama Oklo. I'm feeling wonderful. As I was coming down the stairs, I could smell the delicious aroma of freshly baked bread.
The baker, however, did not take pleasure in this compliment.
Atahualpa never comes to my shop to buy my baked goods. Instead, he profits from my bakery's aromas that are carried to him by the sea breezes. Mama Oklo, this must stop.
Why, Manco Capac, what are you talking about?
Just look at him. There he sits on his doorway, sniffing the air. Can't you see the look of his happiness on his face?
Of course I can. Atahualpa is happy because he enjoys the delicious smell of your bread and pastries.
He's enjoying these smells without any charge. I must work most of the night in order to provide them.
I see your point, Manco Capac, but what can you do?
I'm not sure, but I will think of something.
Several days, the baker thought and thought.
Why? It's clear what I must do. Atahualpa must pay to enjoy the smell of these the same goods.
The baker hurried over to his desk. He sat down and began writing up a bill. A short time later, the baker stood in front of his neighbor's door.
Good afternoon, Manco Capac. Won't you come in? I only wish I could offer you some of the delicious pastries that I see in your shop. Unfortunately, I can only afford to smell them.
You admit enjoying the smell of my baked goods?
Of course, I admit it gladly.
Well, it must stop. I supplied you with splendid aromas at no cost to you. Now, here's my bill.
A bill? Let me see it.
Atahualpa laughed loud and long. Hearing the noise, all the other neighbors and their children came to ask what had happened. He told them the story and read aloud the baker's bill once again.
Why? That's the funniest story I've ever heard in my life.
Ho ho ho, the baker must be joking.
Soon, the whole town of Lima knew of the baker's bill for his pastry smells.
Manco Capac, my dear, everyone is talking about the bill you gave to Atahualpa.
I know all about it, Mama Oklo.
Why would a man do a thing like that? Oh dear, what are you going to do now? Perhaps you should apologize to our neighbor.
Apologize? Never. Since he had failed to pay my bill, there is only one thing left to do.
What is that, Manco Capac?
I'll shall help to take him to the court. I go first thing in the morning and speak to the judge.
The judge, like most of Lima's citizens, had heard the story about the baker and his bill.
Manco Capac, this is indeed an unusual charge. I hereby order you to appear in court in 1 week's time.
Your Honor, I will be here.
Clerk of the court, I order you to go to the house of Atahualpa. Tell him to come to court in 1 week's time.
Yes, Your Honor.
And one more thing. Tell Atahualpa when he comes, he must bring a bag filled with 100 gold pieces.
Mama Oklo, did you hear the judge ordered? This must mean the judge who plans to rule in my favor.
It would seem so. Manco Capac, I wonder where your poor Atahualpa will find that large amount of gold.
News of the judge's order spread throughout Lima. The baker was happy. However, Atahualpa was looking more and more glum each day.
Keep your spirit up, Atahualpa. All your neighbors hope that the judge will rule in your favor.
Thank you, my friend, but things don't look very bright for me right now.
I heard the judge is a firma. We must hope for the best, my friend.
A week later, both men came to court. All of their neighbors and many other citizens of Lima came too. At last, the clerk of the court announced the judge.
Order in the court, all rise for the judge.
The two men stepped up to a big table in front of the judge's bench.
Now, Manco Capac, I would like you to repeat what your complaint against your neighbor.
Well, you see, Judge,
The baker went on and about his work.
Thank you for your clear explanation.
The baker stepped down from the witness stand, and Atahualpa took his place.
Atahualpa, the baker says that the morning breeze brings the costly baker aromas to your house each morning. Is it true?
Yes, Your Honor, it is true.
How would you describe the aroma of the freshly baked breads and rolls?
Your Honor, I would have to say that the smell is very enjoyable indeed.
What you have said, Atahualpa, the baker is correct. You have enjoyed the fragrant aromas that come from his bakery. So now, you must give the baker the bag with the 100 gold pieces.
The baker almost fell over the witness stand railing in his rush to grab the gold. Holding the bag in his arms, he walked toward the courtroom door.
Just a moment, Manco Capac. Before you leave, I would like you to count the 100 gold pieces one by one.
of course, Your Honor. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The baker counted slowly. Then the baker placed them lovingly back into the bag.
Are you satisfied that all the gold pieces are there?
Your Honor, and before I leave the court, I would like to thank you for your fair and wise decision.
You are welcome. Now, please hand the bag back to your neighbor.
What? Give the gold pieces back to Atahualpa? What do you mean?
Then the judge rose from his chair and asked those in the courtroom to stand.
The courtroom has heard the baker's complaint. Manco Capac, your neighbor has enjoyed the smell of your pastry and bread. And as payment, you have now enjoyed seeing his gold, touching his gold, hearing his gold. I hereby declare that this case is settled.
The crowd broke into laughter and cheers. They understood the judge's wise decision. They lifted Atahualpa up on their shoulders, then they carried him, gold and all, back to his house. From that time on, the baker counted his gold inside his house, and the jolly neighbor enjoyed the morning sun and the delicious bakery aromas more than ever before.